Ladies and gentlemen, welcome back to the Strompcast, episode 299. We're almost at 300, Daniel. It's just the two
Damn.
of us today. Yeah, I know, right? The time flies when
I
you're
didn't
living
even
the
take that
dream.
in, bro.
I know, right? I realized that when I was doing the thumbnail last night. I was like, shit, jeez, like look at us shine.
All right, we need to get the four boys on for the.
We need to get everybody on,
300.
like one of these, like even if it's after dark, like Sam, suck it up.
Yeah.
Just suck it up one time. But I'm joined, of course, by the main man, Danny Saldana. Danny, how you doing?
Feeling good, bro. Back to winning ways again, so
Yeah.
it's good. Much needed break. So now we have this Lesson, more Lions than I expected in this Lesson team, but we'll also talk about that.
A couple, one or two more than I had anticipated, for sure.
For sure, yeah. And Rui Silva's probably going to start. I mean, I'm assuming so. He better not be José.
Get ready for José Sa minutes.
It better not be relegation bound José.
Get ready to learn. Get ready to speak.
Better be our
Wolves, buddy.
Yeah, but yeah, we'll get into that. I'm feeling good, bro. How are you, man?
I'm good. I'm doing well. Like spring has sprung. It's still daylight out. Like I'm looking at my window and like there's still kind of some sun. Like, oh, I miss this. I missed light in my life. I'm doing good. We got like a team show. Like elections done. We've got like the Sporting game. We can talk a bit of Porto Braga. And yeah, we'll do it's international break. We'll talk a little bit about the Seleção. It's not like it's meaningless friendlies, but we'll analyze a bit of the call-ups and talk some shit. Make sure you follow me there. Make sure you follow Chris there at the Big Chris69 on X. He couldn't make it. Make sure you follow Sam at Sam Fonseca with 2 A's on X there / Twitter. Make sure you follow us as well over there at all things Alvalade, AT Alvalade. Daniel, if you would like to pull up the Sporting Alverca game. I think I said Alverca earlier today, and I always get them mixed up for some stupid reason. If I did, then I don't take anything back. But yeah,
potato.
But yeah, 4-1 win for Sporting. Lineup for Sporting was as follows. Pardon. Rui Silva in goal. Nuno Santos, Gonçalo Inácio, Eduardo Quaresma, and even Fresneda, the defenders. Midfield trio of Morita, Trincão, and Hillman. Front trio of Pot, Suarez, and Jenny. Pot with 2 goals, Suarez with a goal, Jenny with a goal. Substitutes were Vagianidis, Debast, Bragança, Mangas, and Rafael Nel. Danny, I'll let you take it away on this one.
I mean, a comfortable win from the get-go.
And yeah, you never felt like the result was in doubt almost the way this game played out.
Exactly, and Alverca are a good team, but I don't know. We've seemed to have their number all season. You know, even thinking back to the Taça game where we started Lopa and Fabio Gonçalves came in and stuff like that. So you know that was another 5-0 win that I know none of us were expecting. So another pumping is always nice. This time away from home.
I'm gonna check prediction to see what we actually predicted now to see because I think somebody did.
I think I did 4-0 or some shit.
I think a lot of us predicted 5-0 actually. Yeah. So I think a lot of people predicted that.
Yeah, exactly. So yeah, exactly. Fair enough. Yeah, but yeah, I mean, some obviously some talking points in this game. Funny enough, Pot. And this is where I first want to start. Pot got goal points man of the match here. I think he also got Sporting. Yeah, I'm pretty sure
he got 2. He had 2 goals, so and he had a good game overall.
He had a great game. And to my point on Pot, that I was going to say, back to his best.
He's getting there. I mean, we didn't see
trajectory.
We didn't really see it in the first leg of the Bodo game because I don't think he actually started that game, did he?
He didn't play. He was suspended that game.
Yeah, he didn't play for that. The second leg of the Bodo game, I mean, he gets the crucial
goal. And I thought he could have gotten another one or at least an assist.
There's a couple guys who could have got another one. Trincão could have had a hat trick.
Yeah, Trincão, yeah, exactly.
But yeah, he had a really good game against Bodo. He had a really good game against Alverca. He did earn himself a national team call-up as well, worth noting. Even before he had that, he was starting to show some signs of life. So not the worst thing. It wasn't like he wasn't lighting the world on fire, but he wasn't like, oh God, Pot. Like it wasn't like a typical bad Pot game.
If anything, we were definitely more frustrated because we knew he can provide more for us and do better for us.
We know what he's capable.
I understand he was coming back from an injury, but we always held him up to a higher standard.
We know this is a former like Portuguese Golden Boot like top scorer. Like we know what he's capable as a midfielder that season as well. So we know what he's capable of, right? Like think that's the thing is he started off strong, and we've always got that expectation of like you can do that or more, you know.
Yeah, yeah. But he's definitely starting to silence the haters a bit, which is good. Long may that continue. Big games
Please.
role. Nuno Sanch had to get subbed off early in the first
It
half
was
as
scary.
well, right after the first goal, basically. Seems more like a hamstring issue, don't get me wrong. I think the initial reports is that it's like 2 to 3 weeks.
We'll see.
But this is Sporting Club Portugal, so that can easily be 2 to 3 months.
That could easily be the end. That could easily be season ending. That's right. The way of how late we are in the season.
Exactly.
Like,
and considering he came back from a patella injury, or so, you know.
Yeah, that's a player who's had two major knee surgeries in the last like 5-6 years.
Yeah, I mean, he was just out for 15 months, so let's see. Maybe
I
it's just muscle issues because of that. But I
initially thought it was his knee, and I was like, he's cooked, like he's done. But yeah, it turns out it's probably just a hamstring.
Crying and stuff like that. I was really worried. And then
he played well coming back, like the cameos and stuff he's had. He's actually been playing quite well. So yeah, I get being bummed. Like you leave. You've been gone for like 15, almost 16 months. You come back, and everyone's obviously happy to see you. Welcome back, and he's playing well. And then that happens. Like, I'd be devastated too.
Yeah, me too. And he's not getting any younger too, right? So,
or 32,
31 or 32,
yeah,
something like that. Old if you ask me, by the way.
Old by football standards. That's my thing. I always see it. It's like, oh yeah, I'm like, I'm 30, 32, 33. I'm not. I'm 28. But it's like, a prime of my life still. And that's like, here comes the oldest player in the league, 31 years old. A miracle that he still plays. That's like, Jesus Christ.
Yeah, when people start saying like, he's 29, we should start looking to move him on. I'm like, holy fuck.
I know.
What am I?
I had that moment a few months ago. I was like, oh shit. that's my age, dog.
Yeah.
I used to be like, this guy's too old.
Bruh. Yeah, same. So I was worried to see Nuno Sanch. I was even more worried to see Vagianides come in for him.
Yeah. So a lot of people.
But he was not a bad Vagianides cameo, I should say.
It's okay.
And talking about his partner at the other flank, Fresneda. I don't remember the exact numbers now. I remember seeing it last week or during the weekend. I think Fresneda between Bodo and Alverca ran like half a marathon. I think in total it was like 30 kilometers or something like that.
I mean, the Bodo game inflates it a bit because there was extra time, but yes.
Fair, but he ran like 17 kilometers that game, I think.
Yeah, I was going to say, there's 30 minutes of added time with that would add at least a kilometer or two, I would think. Yeah.
Yeah, exactly. So, but fair, but still, that's a lot of kilometers under those legs. In just
more kilometers than that's more kilometers than I
Facts. So far this year, I haven't run that much.
I ain't run that in my life.
So, Fresneda, for all his shortcomings, like I've said it time and time before, and I'll say it again, at least he's a workhorse. I'll rate him for that at least.
Yeah, for sure.
Yeah, it was nice to see Quaresma in the back line after his Bodo performance as well.
Yeah,
not a lot to do from Rui Silva. I thought Inácio had a good game. I thought Human might be back to his best as well. We'll see after an international break, of course. It's so good to have Morita back, honestly. It's going to suck having him leave next year, but it's so good to have him back to like his best again.
Yeah, he honestly, like when he's been healthy this season, he's been one of our better players. And I'm sick of this Hidemasa Morita slander. I'm here to make it stop.
Yeah,
I'm not a fan.
Listen, I'm stopping my slander. I've stopped my slander for weeks now, but I'm definitely
he's been like one of the more consistent players, especially in that midfield when they've been buried by injuries and stuff this season. He's been very good.
He's made the world of difference so far. Or not so far, but he's made.
I thought you were gonna say he's made the world a better place for a second. I was like, I wouldn't disagree with that.
Japanese always do. I don't know why I said that. Luis Suarez on the second goal. I thought Luis Suarez again had another great game. Luis Suarez on the second goal. Just a funny sequence of events.
Please break this down. Yes,
he's through on goal. The goalkeeper comes to try to stop the ball. He misses the ball. He misses Luis Suarez. Luis Suarez just goes over him, loses his balance, slides. The referee calls a penalty, and right away, Luis Suarez is saying,
no,
it's not a penalty.
He hits him with the Dikembe Mutombo.
Facts. I'm going to be honest with you. If he didn't say that, I think that still might stand because on camera, it kind of looked like, there's some contact. Like, it's hard to say that there wasn't. I mean, of course, knowing that and then looking at the footage, you can see that there's no contact whatsoever.
Yeah.
Again, he says no penalty. The referee goes to VAR. He says, comes back, says he cancels the penalty, and then gives him a yellow card. Like, it doesn't make sense. If that's a simulation, he did his job. He simulated to have your dumbass call the penalty.
Yeah.
So if it is a simulation, why would he say no, it's not, and then you're going to give him a yellow card?
Like he's the player the player himself saying there's no there's no contact or minimal contact. Like this shouldn't be a penalty. It's just incidental. Like I lost my balance.
And in the days of like where there is no VAR, I remember these things would happen, and the player doesn't get a fucking yellow card because the penalty, the ref called a penalty, then had to cancel it.
Mm-hmm.
It's just not a fucking penalty. Like let's move on. And I think there's something about a cartón branco or some shit like that. I haven't
or like fair sportsmanship or something. Yeah.
Whatever. So on top of that, there's already a rule associated with this, but rules don't matter in the Tugal.
Tugal doesn't value your rule. Tugal takes your rules and spits on them. That's what Tugal is.
You know what I mean? Like. I don't know.
How many random got like across the board in every like at least once a week in like one game a week doesn't pick your game. There's a call that is just baffles you, leaves you bewildered. Like spin the wheel kind of nonsense.
We don't watch the small teams, the quote unquote small teams enough to like really die. Because every time I watch a Casa Pia Estoril or something.
There's something weird.
There's something weird that happens.
There's something weird.
Like,
it isn't
this
exclusive
has to be like
just
major
the big
news.
Team.
Yeah.
The only reason the only time we talk about it is when it's Sporting Benfica and Porto and sometimes Braga.
And even then Braga. And it's only Braga if it's like Braga Porto, like it was this weekend, where Porto were complaining that they
these types of weird calls happen in every game. We only give a shit about the ones that happen for or against three teams.
Yeah,
the reffing is bad across the board. So anybody who says this game is fixed, that game's fixed, no. If they're fixing it you can't all be getting screwed. We're not all getting screwed. The refs just suck. Okay. Like,
unless you're a Porto and Benfica fan, then you are getting screwed because this is Verandistão that we're
yeah, everybody. I love her. I saw someone's like, Sporting's been getting these calls for years. I'm like, brother, where were you the last like 25 years of my existence? Like, I don't know if you've seen Sporting's record. We're not exactly. We tried to pay our handball refs and we still finished fourth. We couldn't even cheat properly. That's how shitty we were. That's how stupid we were. Can you imagine if we tried to fix games? We'd finish in fifth. Somehow, we'd be gone. We'd be out
before we'd win the leagues. Like anytime people would complain to me about like refereeing and Sporting game, I'd be like, bro, if we're corrupt, we're like the worst corrupt team in the world. Like
we're the worst. If we're cheating, we're the
worst. Glory in this club and forever. Luckily now we're seeing it. But I was like, I haven't seen
when people are like, we're cheating, I'm like,
bro.
Look, if we're cheating, we're not very good. We need to be doing better.
Yeah, like honestly, if we're cheating, punish us to the umph degree. We're not doing it well enough. You know what I mean? Like,
punish us for being bad at cheating.
Yeah, you know what I mean? Like,
you're like, look, I can't even respect the hustle because, like, where is it? It's nowhere to be found.
Last thing on this game that I wanted to mention, another typical Jenny goal on the top of the box.
Very much a Jenny goal, yeah.
Very much a Jenny goal, pushing it to his left foot. Boom. Great goal from Jenny. Great fourth goal from Pot. Mm-hmm. Their goal was well worked.
It was a good goal. They broke like a couple times kind of well. Like they didn't press very hard. They broke like a couple times kind of well. They just didn't get much going. Like
yeah, exactly. They're a decent team. I think they're.
I expected a bit more fight from them, even though my prediction I think was like 3-0 or 4-1 or 4-2 or something. Like
yeah,
yeah,
fair enough. I mean. The season as a whole, I think, has been successful for them. They're not really battling.
They're a newly promoted team. First time in a long time they've been in.
They're in 12th right now. You know, they're 6 points. No more. What are they? 29.
They're solidly
7 points.
Yeah, they're gonna
7
be,
points ahead of Nacional in 16th for the playoff round. So
yeah, they're fine. They're gonna stay up.
They're doing well. I mean, we'll see. It's still close, but they're good. I think they're fine. I'm
you
with
need them to drop
too,
like 2 or 3 games. You need them to drop like the next 2 games in a row to have a discussion about that. Like,
yeah, which is definitely possible.
It's possible, but I think the teams that are in we'll do a standings watch in a bit too. Like, I think the teams that are in the relegation spots are pretty much firmly in the relegation spots. Like,
yeah, well, Nacional might make some surprises, but yeah, Avj and Tondela are definitely gone.
I mean, that's fine. I don't like either
on the upcoming games. Like, Alverca play a bunch of their like fellow relegation candidates.
They play a bunch of those teams.
They'll play Rio Ave, Casapia, Nacional, and then Alroca, Porto, Estoril. So yeah, maybe you're talking up to them, and they'll do something against Porto for us. Actually,
it'd be nice.
I know they're watching.
We need somebody to do something pretty soon because we're very quickly running out of games.
Looking bleak, fam.
Even though we have a game in hand, like we're still running out of games very quick. Like, we need to win
on their goal really quick. On their goal, DeBast, I think he shriveled up, bro. It's kind of crazy.
He kind of did one of these. Yeah, what the hell?
Yeah, it was crazy to see, but whatever. He's coming back to form, to be fair. I thought Bragança off the bench did really well. That's the only other person off the bench that I can really, other than Vaj, which felt like he started the game, obviously. But I thought Bragança had a good game. Bragança's already, gone over Simões in the pecking order, honestly.
Very quick.
Which I'm not mad at.
I feel like if Bragança hadn't got hurt when he did, he would have always been ahead of Simões.
There might not be a João Simões in this team currently.
Yeah, I think Simões would have been. He just wouldn't have had the playing time because Bragança would have been quote unquote healthy. So yeah, I'm not upset about that at all. I'm very happy. I like Bragança, and that's not to knock João Simões, but the last little bit of João Simões has been a little dry.
It's just been inexperience. It's just been sometimes
the inexperience is shown.
Yeah, I find him like running around like I said, a headless chicken sometimes.
He runs around,
and that's also sometimes what I find with Fresneda. Don't get me wrong, but at least with Fresneda, he'll have like that. He has the right hand side to focus on, so it's not like he can wander too much. Whereas
whereas you're playing centrally, you're all over the place.
Exactly. Sometimes I find him he's too high when the other team's countering.
Yeah.
Sometimes I see that he's too deep. Sometimes I think he has too much to his back to the goal. So, but I love João Simões.
That's a young player still.
That's a player that's
footing, right?
Like, also, I think he's 49th in the top 50 next generation list that just came out. I believe I read that somewhere.
Oh, like the Golden Boy,
list thing. Golden Boy kind of list. Yeah, I think he got 49th, and I think it was Kenda got like 25th or something like that.
Kenda's been hurt all season, right? He'd probably be higher if he was healthy.
You
wonder where this team would be if Kenda had been healthy the last like 4 or 5 months, right? Like,
do we lose? That's what I'm saying. Do we lose to Braga if Kenda's healthy? We have more options in the wings. We were complaining about how like tired our front line seems.
I do think they probably still keep a bit more pace with Porto had they not drawn that game.
Yeah, that's true.
But who knows, right? Like, it's football. Football's crazy. Like, if my grandmother had wheels, she'd be a bicycle. Like,
exactly. To quote the Italian,
the Italian chef Gino.
Chef Gino, there you go.
He has a show on Telelatino when I'm flipping through or watching the game. So I'm like, oh, Chef Gino! I always get fired up when I see him on my TV. Yeah, I got nothing really to add to this game. This was kind of uneventful, other than like the Suarez Phantom penalty that was not.
And then he scored the banger. I didn't even mention that.
Oh yeah, the bang. Yeah, he scored the banger.
He gets the yellow card. He scores the banger within a minute and just stares down the ref. I loved it.
Yeah, that was cool. That was kind of funny.
I watched the backstage too. Cheeky from the backstage to include the the footage of Luis Suarez looking back, like very slightly. It doesn't even see his his face.
Yeah,
but
see him
they show Luis Suarez looking at him like.
I like that a lot. I was a big fan of that.
Cheeky.
I was a fan of that. Yeah, I like that. Yeah, I got nothing to really add on this game. Like, it was other than that, like, it was a very uneventful kind of run of the mill 4-1 game.
Yeah. Before the Portugal game too, which was nice.
It's before the Portugal games. They still have their game in hand, the Tondela game, which we have no clue when that might be made up, like at the end of the season, the way it's going. Like, if things depending on Champions League, right? Like, that's what they were saying.
Speaking of Champions League, so I was actually watching this game at a bar on College. Shout out to all the listeners from Toronto.
Street. Yeah,
Portuguese bar that I will not mention their name. So that
it's not, put it in the chat. Mention it to me after. I don't know.
After. But I was there because initially we were going to go to an English pub to watch Man City Arsenal, and I wanted
League Cup final. Yeah,
the final. I wanted a Guinness, but it's Toronto, so these fucking English pubs don't actually show Premier League games.
No, of course.
So instead, we went to this Portuguese bar, our old reliable, and had a Bifana instead. Whatever it is,
I haven't had a Bifana in ages.
Bro, it hit the spot.
Yeah.
So I watched Arsenal lose 2-0, and right away the Portuguese bar is also playing the Sporting game. Sporting scores as like Man City are lifting like the Carabao Cup.
You're like, can this be an omen?
this is a sign, like
it's got to be a sign from the Almighty, from the divine.
I try to always listen to him. Sometimes sometimes she sends me signs, so I think that was a sign that she sent me.
Who the hell knows?
Because we scored, and like at that time, Bernardo Silva or Matheus Nunes had the cup in the air or something. So
you're like, here we go.
So Sporting should start making plans for the semifinals. That's all I gotta say.
Booking your trips to wherever.
I think we're going to Barcelona in the semis.
Barcelona. It's Barcelona or Atletico, and it's probably Barcelona.
It's probably we're playing. If the script,
Arsenal pundits. There's English pundits that are already saying, they'll lose to Barca in the semis. Like, wow, you're not even giving us any fucking credit. Screw you guys.
I mean, they shouldn't. Fuck them. I like it this way.
Honestly, don't give us any credit then, because if Sporting does win, it's gonna look hilarious.
I love it.
It's going to look so funny that all these English prats don't give any respect to this league, and then they get knocked out. And if they lose to us, it'll be the funniest thing ever.
Facts. And bro, like, listen, I've seen the script already. The script is we play Gyökeres in the quarterfinals.
Yeah.
We play Rafinha in the semifinals. And I don't know about anybody on that side of the bracket that used to play for us.
Is on that side of the bracket. Who's on? I'll look at that side of the Champions League bracket.
Right. Hold on.
Pagina's on Bayern for sure. I know that.
No, Pagina's on Tottenham this year.
Never mind. Pagina's not on Bayern. PSG would have Nuno Mendes again.
There we go.
And all the Portuguese guys.
There we go. I got it. PSG in the final. PSG Sporting.
Again, PSG Sporting 2 Electric Boogaloo.
And then
what we're saying.
And then the Tiki Tashka strikes again.
Unbelievable scenes.
I seen the script.
If that happens, buy a lottery ticket. If that happens, buy a lottery buy a lottery ticket. I swear to God, that is. If we will come back to we will play this and be like Danny Stradamus came out with the craziest.
I'll cry real tears, bro. I'll cry real tears.
A dish never before cooked or seen in history. Would be insane. That'd be a bigger poll than me totally predicting the Arsenal Sporting Europa League. Like, they'll draw the first game, they'll draw a second game, Sporting wins on pens. And I was like, yeah, you idiot. And then that happened. Like, man, you're actually that's what the genesis of predictions. We're like, we gotta actually do predictions.
Yeah.
That was the genesis moment of predictions. It was like our like, we gotta do this for real now. We gotta like get something on the line.
Yeah. But honestly speaking, I think we can do it. I think we can at least beat Arsenal.
I think we can. Arsenal, I think.
Mind you, this is an Arsenal.
They're beat up too. They're beat up too. They're beat up too. They're hurt. They got a lot of injuries themselves.
Yeah, they have some.
They're coming off a pretty demoralizing loss versus Man City, where they really didn't show much. They're still flying high in the league. They're still got a chance they're still on for a treble.
They're 9 points. They're 9 points clear.
They're 9 points.
City have a game in hand. And City will
and they have a game in hand.
Arsenal.
Yeah, it would take a lot for. I mean, it's Arsenal, so like never say never, but like it would take a lot to fall off.
City have a game in hand, so if City win their game, it's only 6 points, and then they still have to play Arsenal, so it could still go down to 3.
So they could get it down to 3, and depending
and if
on
Arsenal just shake in the Premier League before you play them in the Champions League, they're not going to look at us with the same eyes. They're going to be like, listen, we need to focus. The same thing happened in Europa League, by the way.
Yeah, true.
When we played them in Europa League, they said, listen, we need to fuck Europa League. We need to focus on the league. A quote from AFTV was, we have bigger fish to fry.
Whereas we're kind of the opposite right now. We're kind of like Braga lost to Porto this week. Portu's
we're pretty much hopeless at that point. We're like Taça and Champions League, and that's it.
Get second, I get kind of hold second if you can, like,
and hold second, of course. Yeah, the mission is hold second. Yeah,
but yeah, like we're kind of cookingly. Like I'm gonna pull up the standings right now, in just a second here. But like, yeah, we're probably not looking too hot these days, yeah, gang. Like, let me pull up the League of Portugal table here. So Porto obviously 72 points, us on 65. We do have the game in hand. But even if we win that still would only put Sporting 4 points back. We need some stuff to happen quick. There's what 27, 28, 29, 30, 31, 32, 30. There's 6 or 7 games left. Like, you need them to drop points fast, and I don't know.
And the problem is Porto also don't play like the big boys anymore.
Their toughest stretch of the schedule is done. I said it 2 weeks ago. Their tough stretch of the schedule was this last 3 or 4 games.
Maybe with Europa League, it might help us.
Yeah, but we're in the same spot with Champions League, though. Yeah, right? But like, we can't really say maybe with Europa League because we also have those 2 extra games.
It is more complicated playing just Thursdays than it is sometimes Tuesdays, sometimes Wednesdays. You know what I mean? Less days of recovery. And then, but the problem is England's not far enough for it to really.
They'll just bump out like a Sunday game to like a Monday game, realistically. Like, what are they going to do? Like, we both go to England anyway. So like the travel, we can't even complain about it. Like they might drop here against Family Estoril, but like that's kind of your last hope because like they're playing Tondela.
And then they're playing the relegation.
They're playing AVS. Like they're playing Alverca, all bottom third teams.
Last 2 games are AVS and Santa Clara. AVS are pretty much.
Well, we'll get to AVS. We haven't done Ovs watch. We haven't done Ovs watch in a hot minute, so I'll get to Ovs watch.
They're dead, if I'm not mistaken.
So last we checked, 1 second here. I want the standings cut on you. 11 points. They are 5 or 6 points away from the record of worst team in modern Portuguese football history.
So maybe our luck is like, maybe they'll be like 2 points away and they need a win.
They need a win to not be the worst team of all time.
To not be the worst team. So maybe. You know.
And then they will get absolutely dog walked like 6-0. That's probably what's going to happen.
Let me see. Is it at home or away? Not that it matters with that fucking.
I'll tell you in a second.
Team, but...
I'll tell you in a second. I think it was Ovs. It's Ovs at home, which like doesn't really matter.
The last home game of the season for them is against Porto. So let's say they need a point or they need 2 points.
Their upcoming schedule is not nice to them at all. It's Gil Vicente, Guimarães.
Those teams have fallen off a fucking.
Gil Vicente, Guimarães, and Rio Ave, Rio Ave's been flying. They play us. They play a fellow relegation candidate in Nacional.
Yeah,
which is a 6-pointer essentially.
No, that it matters. Ave's just pretty much down.
And then they finish against Moreirense, who are a tough team. Like, good luck, good luck, Chief. Like, I think it's Jover for them.
Listen, bro. If Aves can steal points from Porto, I'll forgive them.
I have nothing to forgive them for.
No, I'll forgive them for the. I'll forgive them for, although it's not the same sort of Aves. I'll forgive them for the Taça Portugal.
I don't blame them for that. I blame Jubileo and Bruno Carvalho for that shit.
I'll still forgive them nonetheless.
I blame the clocks for that.
I'll forgive them for their crimes against humanity, which is hiring Ruben Smidu and everything they've done so far this season.
We'll forgive them for that because that's a little sus.
So I'll forgive them, but you just
we do have league predictions to get to, and I'll pull those up. We didn't have like a crazy, just the one game this week, right? So there wasn't anything really insane going on. Let me pull up the sheet.
Also, just noticed you have a Beta Mar shirt. My dad's in Portugal right now. This weekend he went to go see Beta Mar Sinfrange.
Sinfrange. What was the score? It was 1-1.
You want to guess how it finished? That game
1-1, wasn't it?
It was 1-1 indeed.
I was gonna say I remember seeing that. Yeah, this came in. It took forever to ship, dude. I ordered this in January. It didn't come to like almost March.
Oh wow!
It didn't come to like the end of. It took like over a month, and I'm like, you know why? Because I'm probably the only person that's ever ordered to Canada. They've never had to print out a shipping.
Listen, they're sweating over there. Like, fuck. Do we pay customs or what do we do? If they pay customs, they go bankrupt, bro.
Well, I ordered one for me, and then my parents like order one for your uncle because I was like, you want me to order one for my uncle because his birthday was coming up in February.
Facts.
They're like, yeah, like what do you like? I'm like, yeah, he loved the shirts when I showed him. Like, if I'm ordering, like they're only they weren't expensive, like 50 or 60 euro or something. They weren't crazy, and the shipping wasn't that too bad either. It's like, yeah, I'll order one. It should get here in time for his birthday. Nope. It got here like 3 days after. So I was like, I got his birthday gift 3 days late for you guys.
Whatever.
Yeah, I was like, they probably know. My dad's like, what's taking so long? I'm like, I'm probably the only person who's ever in history ordered from Canada, so they're probably just baffled. They're confused. Like,
they're just procrastinating on sending it to the mail at that point.
Bro, they were like waiting to see, like, oh, cancel that order. That was an accident kind of thing. They're waiting for that email to come through, baby.
Bro.
But yeah, I'll go to predictions here right now. So gotta skip past that Tondela game. We gotta come back there. Chris had 5-0. He had a Suarez goal. He had Jenny. He had a Suarez goal, and he had a Jenny goal. Yeah. And then he got the win. You had a Suarez goal and the win. I had a Suarez goal and a Pot goal, plus the win.
That times Sam 2, put bro. Nothing. Put that times 2 on Pot.
I know. I realized that after. I'm like, I should have put times 2 on Pot, but oh well. So that's where we are. That was the only game this week. I want to go back to the other Alverca games we predicted. We predicted another Alverca game early on in the season. I want to see what we predicted for that one. We predicted us to dog walk them 4-0, 4-1, 5-0, and then we played them in the Taça Liga as well.
In Taça Liga, we beat them 5-0.
Taça Liga, we beat them 5-0. Yeah, so we did not. Sam was the only one who was like, we'll predict on pens, and this was when we were like, oh, these are the cameos that are going to make it, and you didn't get any points. Standings are as follows. You've made up some ground still.
Yeah, you made up a point on me this week, though.
I made up a point on you this week, but you've made up like a few points on me the last week or so. You have pulled away from Sam, regardless, in retrospect. You're 8 points ahead. You would need to kind of collapse at this point for him to really catch, and I would have to really collapse. The record is...
You need to pull a Farioli.
The record is 92, I think. Yeah, the record is 92. I got 89 last season. I'm at 77 right now. But we still have... Doable.
Definitely.
We still have 2 Champions League games to predict.
Yeah.
We still have at least 1 Taça game to predict, and we have...
I think it's 7 more games left.
We have 8 more league games to predict.
Okay, sick.
So 8 league games, 2 cup games, and at least 1 more Taça. So that's 11 games still to predict. Plus, if we get to Final de Taça, that's a bonus 12.
Another one there, yeah.
And then, yeah, depending on champion, we got minimum 11 games. It could be 12 or more, depending on Champions League and Taça.
Inshallah, there's another 5.
Inshallah, there's another 5. Then I'll definitely break the record, but 2,
the prediction will come true.
The prediction will absolutely come true. But that's where we're at with league standings. Our next game is a league game, I believe.
Yep, it's Santa. Yeah, I think.
I want to double check because I want to make sure the Taça game doesn't come before that.
I don't think so. No, Taça game's like mid to end of April.
Yeah. February, so it's league game, and then it's so it's league, Champions League, Champions League, Derby, and then the Taça. So yeah, we don't play Taça for a while.
Wow. Side note: I'm very happy that Sporting play at home for Santa Clara and Arsenal. I'm glad we're not going away to Açores.
I'm glad we don't go away for Açores and then have the Arsenal trip. Yeah, we have 2 back-to-back home games.
Yeah.
I will take that. So your prediction for Santa Clara then, I suppose.
Santa Clara, tough team. They've high been lately. They've almost nicked results off of us too. It's Petit. Petit always gives us struggle too.
Terrorist ball.
Facts. I'm gonna go with I'll still go with a Tiki Tashka 3-1 win.
Okay, 3-1. Who's your goal scorers?
I'm gonna go with Suarez brace.
Suarez times 2. Yep. And then
another Pot.
Or Pot. Okay. I'm gonna go 3-2. I'm gonna go Suarez. I'm not doing Suarez times 2. I'm gonna do Suarez. I do think Pot, and I think I'm gonna go with Trincão. I'm gonna go with my predictions like I did this last week.
I like that.
Yeah, I feel like that's safe ones. Sam and Dan and Chris can get theirs in later. if they so please. We do have an update on predictions, so we're not going to do it this year because we've found it too late. But next year, when we do predictions, there will be a forfeit. So for whoever comes in last, we're going to do a fantasy football style forfeit for predictions.
Yeah.
I've got a list. I'll show you the list after, Danny. I've got a list of.
We can also put it to a vote too.
Well, yeah, like we'll choose like a couple.
Put like the top
we'll
four.
Vote.
We'll pick four of them, and then they get the vote.
Four, and we'll be like, hey, like vote on what the forfeit's going to be for predictions this year. If you come in last, like we have some fun ones. Like,
would love a drinking one.
I have a couple food ones. I think I have one like you got to eat like the whoever comes in first place, you got to eat their points in chicken nuggets, which would be hilarious. Which would be so funny.
R.I.P. my tummy. I was also because of like based on that idea, like they're the one where it's like you go to a pub, you have to stay there 24 hours, but if you have a shot,
every drink or whatever,
a fucking hour.
Yeah, that's
like the 30 minutes.
That's like the Waffle House. Like you go to like a 24-hour. It's like if you have like every item you eat like knocks off like an hour of your stay kind of thing. And we'll
I might lose on purpose if that happens to me, bro.
We will actually like it will be a video, like a separate video. We'll actually record that forfeit. That'd be like fun. Say I come in last place, I gotta do like a forfeit, like where I gotta eat something or drink something or do something silly. Like I will we'll record that, and that will be its own separate like 5-10 minute YouTube video.
Yeah.
But that's something we're cooking. Chris is like, thank God we're not doing that this year. I'm like, no, that would have been cruel for me to be like, hey, since you're in last place, guess what you're doing? Like, that would have been so mean. Like, no, I'm not doing that. That would have been horrible. We do have some international footy talk to get to. I was gonna say sport thing. Can I? Portugal is playing just 2 exhibition games. They're not very meaningful.
Against Mexico and the States.
Mexico at Estadio Azteca, and United States in Atlanta at the Mercedes-Benz Stadium or whatever it is.
Yeah, Mercedes-Benz Arena,
Portugal's call-up has adjusted just because of injuries and personal reasons. So I'll read you the call-up now according to Wikipedia. Goalkeepers are José Sá, Rui Silva, and Danny. Can you guess who the third string goalie is?
Oh yeah, it's Ricardo Velho.
Yeah, it's older.
Which I was surprised still plays, by the way. But he's in Turkey now.
I forgot he exists. Remember when we were like clamoring to sign him?
Yeah,
I kind of want him too because I got a sick name. Older Richard, that's my guy right there.
He was all right. He was a good keeper.
Well, I say old Richard. He's a year younger than I am. He's 27. I'm 28.
Still old Richard, bro.
Still old Richard. Defenders are João Cancelo, Nuno Mendes, Diogo Dalot, Gonçalo Inácio, Antonio Silva, Renato Veiga, and Thomas Araujo. No real surprises on defense.
No complaints.
Midfield, Bruno Fernandes, Ruben Neves, Vitinha, João Neves, Mateus Nunes, Samu Costa, and Mateus Fernandes getting his first call-up. The only real surprise is kind of Samu Costa, I guess.
Yeah, I don't follow him too closely over in.
I don't know. Yeah, like it's Mateus Fernandes. Everyone was kind of clamoring for his call up. He's
better have been called up.
It's his first call up to the senior level, but yeah, like it was.
And there's no Pelinha. Also, Pelinha's injured.
Yeah, no Pelinha. There's a couple. Like I said, there's a couple guys injured.
Yeah.
Forward lineup is as follows: Ball Licker, João Felix, Ball Licker, Gonçalo Guedes, Gonçalo
Who's balling though? Gonçalo Guedes is balling in Sociedad.
Yeah.
This is a
Ball Licker, Pedro Neto, and then it's Francisco Trincão, Francisco Conceição, Ricardo Horta, Pedro Gonçalves, and it took an injury, but Paulinho made the team, boys. The fact that he didn't make this initial call up, bewildering, by the way.
Low-key, I'm still pissed off about that.
I'm still pissed about that.
You're playing Mexico in Mexico. The guy is balling out in Mexico, and you wouldn't allow the call up initially with no Ronaldo.
I'm sorry. You complained the whole time. I shouldn't say complain. They spoke the whole time how, we don't really have there's no Ronaldo. We only have Gonçalo Ramos. We need another striker. And then they proceeded to not call another striker. Like he only got into this team because Rodrigo Mora dropped out with an injury. That's the only. So they only called up one natural striker to this team. Yeah. Initially, I know it's meaningless friendlies, but like I would love to hear a rational decision behind that.
Even more important, it's irrelevant friendlies.
Like it's
why not call him up, bro? He's playing Mexico.
It's an irrelevant friendly, and you were like, we got to have João Felix there. We gotta have Joao Felix on the roster, even though he's stink. I'm trying to put it up too.
Okay, you do it then. We both keep doing it.
We both keep doing it at the same time. Yeah. Thank you. I don't get how Joao Felix keeps getting called up. I saw someone say, "Oh, he can break a game." I have been watching Joao Felix for several years now. I cannot remember the last time he was a legitimate force in a game.
Well, he scored his first goal of the season, his first goal of the year, I should say, a week ago.
Great.
Against a team.
Farmers FC
against
one
of the
FC, owls, one of the 20 owls over there. It blows my mind. The joke used to be that you could play for Al Nasser and Al this and Al that, but if you played for Alvalade, you couldn't get a call up. No, not so much. We got several.
Well, no, it takes meaningless friendlies, but let's see what happens come World Cup time.
Yeah, I
shocked to see Pot in there. Honestly, very shocked.
I said this last week. He could call up the most experimental lineup of all time for this call up. Yeah. It won't matter because he'll call the same 23 to 26 guys he always calls up. He's still called up almost the exact same guys he always calls up. He didn't experiment at all.
Which is fine because you wanna get one last run.
I get that, but don't sit.
Fair.
I get.
But then there's also
tell me. But don't sit here in a press conference and lie to the media's face and lie to my face that you're gonna get. Oh yeah, we're gonna call up so many different guys and experiment, and then do the exact same shit you always do. Don't blatantly fucking lie.
Or more importantly,
just don't say that.
You want to get the guys to gel before the World Cup? Cool.
That's fine. That's cool. I don't mind that.
Let's look at the second options in case these guys are injured. You have the perfect opportunity. Ronaldo's injured. Let's say Ronaldo, striker. God forbid, honestly, I know a lot of people give him the criticism, but this team needs Ronaldo for this World Cup if he's healthy, right? God forbid Ronaldo gets injured, or God forbid Gonçalo Ramos gets injured. Are they going to be the only strikers you call up? You're not even looking at Paulinho. You're not even looking at Paulinho initially. Those are the only strikers you're going to call up. You're going to play Rodrigo Moura, who, by the way, I like the kid. Yeah. Maybe he should have moved to Saudi in the summer.
Maybe.
Seeing the minutes that he's getting at Porto currently. I like the kid. Is the kid a striker?
No. Joao Felix isn't a striker. Rafael Leao, who was in this call-up, isn't a striker.
And so instead, Ronaldo's injured. You replace him with Moura? You don't maybe look at the second option in Paulinho. It takes Moura to get hurt for you to call up Paulinho.
It took 3 guys getting hurt for him to call him up. That's what is infuriating. Yeah. It's the blatant disrespect they show to fans and media now, where they're not even trying to hide it.
Yeah.
You spent the last God knows how many mixed zones and run-ins with the media. Yeah, we're gonna get experimental. And yeah, I'm looking at this guy. And these are the friendlies to experiment, only to call up the exact, almost identical roster to what you always call up. I don't mind you calling up the same roster you're always calling up at this point, because it's your last break before the World Cup. Realistically, you want to, like you said, you want to get the team to gel. Don't blatantly lie to our faces, though. Don't lie to the media then. Don't say one thing and do another and then go, I don't understand why people don't like me. Don't fucking pull that card. It's the Eric Andre where he shoots the guy and goes, how could they have done this? It's you were the one responsible, brother. That's how this feels. And it's so fucking infuriating having Martinez as the head coach, because he is so blatantly not the one in control. I think he just gets told, here's who you're calling up. Barring an injury, and even then, I can't wait for him to be gone. I don't know who we get, but I can't wait for him to be gone.
Yeah, if he goes, I don't know how much different it'll be, but it's still.
I think if you get a coach, if you got a coach in there who wasn't afraid to tell the federation to fuck off, that'd be different. I don't know that they will do that.
Listen,
I don't know that they would have done that before. I think with Proença because Martinez is blatantly not his guy. But he kind of had his hands tied because they won the Nations League. He's I can't really fire the guy after he just won the Nations League, which understandable. But it does feel like with these last, it feels like we've wasted the last like 4 international tournaments. It feels like we wasted the World Cup in 2018. It really feels like we wasted the Euros in 21 with Fernand Sanch as well. That was such a good team that they just never got their lineups right. And so many of those guys were coming off phenomenal seasons. 22 World Cup was Ronaldo being a piss baby, and it was just such an unnecessary media distraction. And then Fernand Sanch having the ball say, look, you're not playing well, I'm going to bench you, which ultimately cost him his job. Yeah. And then the last Euros, they just never looked good. They didn't look good in any game. Even the Turkey game where they won 3-1, like they are 3-0. Like that was a generous scoreline. Like they sleepwalked their way to the quarterfinals in that one. They were lucky to lose on pens to a good France team. Yeah. It just feels like they've wasted the last like 6 or 7 years of this team, and I feel like I just don't feel any confidence going into this tournament that much is going to change. Like I just feel like it's going to be self-sabotage all over again.
Yeah, that's the main concern, to be honest. Now, I'll shoot him some bail. There are some call-ups I like. I do like Tomaso Ruju, finally.
I like Tomaso Ruju. I thought he should have been called up sooner.
Tomaso, honestly, out of the two in Benfica, I think he's the better center back, honestly.
What a fall-off from Antonio Silva, eh? Like, from where,
he's not as bad as people make him out to be. I don't think, but he's not as good as like he was initially hyped to be. Like his first season under Roger Schmidt, he was much better than what he's showing lately.
Yeah, the hype has died down because you look at where the hype was and where it is now. Like it's incredible where it's at. Now maybe that's just about a leveling off of where his roughly his real level is, and that's nothing to be ashamed of.
Yeah.
Because we see it all the time. Like guys get hyped up at 18, 19, and they just kind of fall off. Like that's just kind of the norm now. He's just one of the many. Like at the end of the day, maybe who knows.
Yeah, I did like also seeing Matheus Nunes being listed as a defender in the list.
Yeah, he's been playing more.
He's been playing as a right back, which brings me some faith that Martinez isn't going to stick Neves there, and he'll actually have a
midfield. Thank God, right. If that midfield isn't Ruben Neves, Vitinha, and like somebody
Bruno Fernandes, like what are we doing here?
Palhinha if healthy,
off the bench if needed. It depends on the games, right?
Like if you don't have at least those two in your midfield, I'm gonna come on this show and I'm gonna fucking start slandering you like crazy.
Oh, you will, because Ruben Neves is definitely gonna start one of those.
Oh, Ruben Neves is absolutely gonna
start.
Maybe
not João Neves, but Ruben Neves.
Yeah, well, the wrong Neves will start.
Yeah, and I think Martinez will be cheeky and it'll just be Neves listed on the starting 11.
Oh,
and then we'll find out which one exactly is coming in.
No, we'll already know it's Ruben. Like those in the know will know who it is.
That too.
I remember I had a banger tweet at the Euros in 21. I'm like, yeah, they're playing Germany. I can't wait for them to put Danilo and William as a double pivot, the two slowest midfielders against this German team.
Yeah.
And they're like, no, they won't do that. And then he did it anyways. I'm like, we're going to get cooked. And then we got cooked. And I'm like, I hate being right all the time sometimes.
On that note, I hate that I'm about to be right too. But like I said, I like Matheus Nunes being listed as a right back.
Yeah.
It's going to hit like crack when Dalot's on our left and Cancil's on the right for us.
Right?
Gonna be the sweetest of crack hits when that happens, by the way.
It's going to be crazy when Nuno Mendes and Vitinha are like on the bench to start.
Yeah.
Like, one of the best left backs and one of the best midfielders in the world on your bench. Like we don't
center backs of Vega and fucking
he'll go with Ignacio and Ruben Diaz still. That's his old reliable.
Well, Ruben Diaz in this game, this call up is injured, but yes, for the World Cup,
he'll go with that'll be his old. Like that's his, that's
hopefully
his
that is his center
like
back.
That's his old reliable, right? Like he's not
at least Ruben Diaz is. I don't know, but
he always does so. It's not like his center backs he doesn't really mess with. It's his fullbacks and his midfield he really likes to be really weird with.
Yeah.
His forward lines are usually pretty predictable. Usually, like he doesn't really surprise you a whole lot. It's his midfield and his fullbacks. He just decides to just toss something random out there, and you're like, well, hang on. Hold on a second. What is this? Yeah, that's where he leaves the head scratchers.
Yeah, I don't know. But Gonçalo Guedes, I mean, I hope he's not there for the World Cup, but
yeah,
definitely
it's
needs
nice for him to get a call up.
recognition.
I hope he's not there for the.
He's had I'm hoping him, and I'm gonna be honest. I think Plot only got a call up as well because Bernardo Silva and Leon were out.
Yeah,
that's it. But Gonçalo Guedes special mention. He's been balling out for Sociedad this season. He's been doing pretty well there. But at the same time,
Leão will be.
I don't want him.
Like I think most of the locks in this team is like I think in goal, like it's
Diogo Costa,
at the very least Diogo Costa, and then Rui Silva as the number
and
2.
José.
Probably José Sá, even though
we'll see who our number 2 is now. We'll see.
We'll see. I personally, I hope Pedro Neto doesn't make this team for the World Cup. I don't want anybody.
I like him personally.
I don't want. If you get relegated on like a historically bad team, I don't want you on like.
He's on Chelsea now. He's on Chelsea now.
I forgot he's on Wolves.
He's been on Chelsea for like 2 years now.
Bro, I still am not that
on the Wolves. On the Wolves about to get relegated.
They shouldn't call anybody out from Wolves.
Mané got it was the U21, but I'm glad to see we're getting Mané from Wolves because I forget his first name, but this Mané kid is actually
not Carlos. That's for sure.
No, not Carlos Mané. Carlos Mané is way too old for the under 21 team right now.
I think he's my age. Though.
Shout out Carlos Mané.
Carlos Mané. It's my guy.
Mané stays.
I thought he was gonna be the truth. Yeah, that's one of those guys. I thought he was gonna be him.
He was.
I had a few of those guys growing up.
He was Jenny before Jenny. He was Jenny that didn't find his Ruben Amorim.
Yeah.
Let me put that out there. He may be Kenda if he found the Ruben Amorim.
I like Mané. Like he was one of the guys. Like this guy's gonna be the truth. Like him. Yannick Jalot was my guy. I thought Yannick Jalot was gonna be huge, and he just wasn't. He was just lazy. He was just like, I don't give a shit. I'm going to MLS. There's a few of those guys growing up. I'm like, I thought this guy was gonna be sick. Shout out to FIFA 07 GOAT Pontus Farnerud. Shout out to that guy if anybody remembers him. Swedish GOAT. He has crazy potential on FIFA 07 that never did anything. Yeah, there's a few of those guys.
I know what you're talking about, brother.
I'm going a little too far back in the archives.
That's too much ball knowledge for me, bro.
Somebody in the comments or in the chat will know what I'm talking about, and for that one person that gets it, like I hope I see you. I see you. I think like most of this World Cup teams, I think it'll be Rui Silva and José Sá probably, and Diogo Costa as a starter. I think your defense it's pretty well locked up. I think the really only question marks is going to end up being maybe a couple of the forwards and maybe a midfielder or two. That's it. I think most of the defense.
Because he called up this call up, he called up Vega, Antonio Silva, Inácio Narujo.
Inácio's on this team for sure.
Inácio's on this team. Ruben Dias is on this team. So I'm saying out of those three,
Vega will probably get called up because he's called him up a lot.
I'm gonna be honest. I think I'd rather the 2 Benfica boys. To be honest with you,
out of the three, there's not necessarily a bad pick, which I'm not complaining about.
True.
You can take any 2 combination of those 2 or 3, and I wouldn't.
The thing with Vega too, Vega can at least play fullback or even midfield, but I like Vega.
Don't give him ideas. Don't give him ideas because he loved playing Danilo at center back when he wasn't a center back. Him and Fernando Santos.
Well, Vega for us, he was a center mid. When he moved to Chelsea, I swear he was playing left back. In Basel, I think he was playing left back or center mid. Now he's a center back.
Out of those 3 guys, there's not necessarily.
I think I'd rather the Benfica boys for fullbacks. I think we'd agree. Although I hate them, it has to be Dalot, Cancelo, Neves, Nunes, and fucking Roberto Martinez is scarred me so much.
Nunes will be there,
and Nunes. Those have to be our 4 fullbacks.
Yeah. No, Rafael Guerreiro hurt?
Maybe, but maybe he gets ahead of Dalot at best. But
because he's the left back, so I wouldn't mind having another natural left back.
Dalot did play left back a few times for United this year.
Yeah, that's not. A lot of those times he's playing.
A lot of those times he was playing under his cousin Ruben Amorim. Don't get me wrong, but
listen,
he did play left back.
That's not, you said he's played left back all the time. That's not what I asked. That's not what I was asking. I asked for a natural left back.
I started off by saying I don't like him, but
yeah. I said I'd like a natural left back. I said, well, Dalot's played left back a few times. That is no way, shape, or form what I'm asking to happen here. Yeah. I'm asking for a real left back.
Martin Fernandes from Porto can maybe play there too, but I think it might be too early for him.
I think it might be too. I think this might be one international.
I also don't rate him as high as the Porto fans do, but hey, the Porto fans see something in him that maybe I don't. So I respect them.
I think midfield, it's mostly it's Bruno, Vitinha, João Neves. Ruben Neves is going to be there begrudgingly. Palhinha, if he's healthy, will probably be there. Like, there's really not many you could surprise me with in mid. There's really no midfield fielder you could genuinely shock me with on a call up. I don't think.
Yeah, I agree.
Like, it's such a deep.
He's gonna
so
get
deep at midfield right now. Yeah, they're so deep at midfield, especially like compared to all the other positions. Like, I feel like that's one where you really can't necessarily go wrong. Even though I'll slander Ruben Neves. He's there. He's a guy. He's a good locker room guy. Like, let it be. Yeah. Forward, you might see a surprise. Like, on the wings, like Trincão's gonna probably be there. Yeah, Leao will be there. Bernardo's gonna be there. Ronaldo's gonna be there. Ramos will be there. You might get one. Pedro Neto will probably be there.
I think it's a lock. He's been playing well enough for Chelsea, honestly.
If you're getting any surprise, you might get a surprise on the defensive line or at forward. I think that's where you're most.
Yeah, there might be like an extra name, like a plot maybe sneaks in or.
Well, because I think they've gone fully now since COVID to 26-man rosters as well. Like, they've abandoned 23-man. They've gone 26-man where 3 guys don't dress.
Yeah.
So yeah, like, that's the only way I could see them. Maybe like a surprise name gets in, but even then, like, I think most of this team is very much locked up.
I agree.
I still predict that they'll be out in the quarterfinals. I'd love to be wrong.
We're gonna win it all.
Look, if they go out and win, I will be the first one to say I was fucking wrong. I'll come on the show. I will do a forfeit. I don't care. I will say I was wrong. They just don't move me. They don't. You know what it is? Even with the coach, like, you can say what you want about the coach, they just don't play like a team. They don't play selflessly. They play like a bunch of individuals at times, especially when things go wrong or they don't go their way right away. They act like a bunch of full diapered babies. They really
we definitely have a bottle in us for sure.
Yeah, they have a bottle in them for sure. The last Euros proved it to me. Like, they looked so awful at the last Euros. There was not one game where I'm like, they look phenomenal this game. Even the Turkey game where they won like 3-0. I'm like, they looked fine. Like, they got a comedy own goal to kind of inflate that score a bit. Like, I don't know. They don't play like a team to me. They play very selfishly. They hate chasing game. They are awful at chasing games because they just pass it around aimlessly, and they act like they want to pass the ball into the net, and they don't show any urgency when they have to actually be urgent. And I think when they come up against a team that either presses the shit out of them or knows how to sit back and do a low block and is comfortable just eat up pressure, they fold like an accordion. And I think that's what's I think they're gonna come up against a team like that, in the quarterfinals, and it's gonna be Jover.
Yeah,
but I'd like to be wrong. I love to be proven wrong.
It's definitely a possibility.
Yeah, I'd love to be proven wrong. I just don't know that they have it in them, but we'll see.
Yeah,
I think there's a lot of what ifs and dependents, I think, heading into the tournament to factor in, but who knows?
Yeah, we'll definitely see. Listen, I mean, until I've disclosed it already. I'm a Canada fan. I'm going to be rooting for Canada.
You mean you both? I'm rooting for Canada.
I'll keep Portugal on the back line, but
I've said if Portugal plays Canada at any point in this World Cup, I'm turning Canadian so fast.
Yeah, exactly. And Italians, I know you're not watching this podcast right now, but lose tomorrow, and I'm popping off on Twitter, bro.
Oh, there's been some takes.
Crashing out.
There's been some takes in Canadian sports media about what will happen if Italy plays Canada for sure.
Yeah, a lot of Italian Canadians are going to root for Italy.
Like,
even though they're like generations removed from Italy, by the way.
Like, you grew up,
fine. There's Portuguese people here that are generations.
Like, brother, you grew up in Richmond Hill.
Fucking Woodbridge, yeah, facts.
You're from Woodbridge. Eddie from Woodbridge. Settle down, okay?
Yeah,
like,
exactly.
Yeah, Enzo from Scarborough. Make it relax.
Facts, bro.
Like, come on here.
Enzo Guido 25, bro. Relax.
Yeah, and Circuito from wherever in the GTA.
Yeah,
it's applicable.
Listen, you work for your dad's fucking concrete business, bro. You're not that guy, pal.
You're not that guy. You're just the foreman because he made you the foreman. That's it. You ain't got them qualifications.
Facts.
Yeah, like I said, if it came to it and they had to play Canada, I'm sorry, I'm turning Canadian so fast.
Yeah, but with that being said, I'm gonna believe in Portugal this World Cup though. I think they have a good enough team to win it.
I think they have on paper a good enough team.
They're not the favorites though.
I think on paper they have a good enough team. I don't want to get it twisted. I just don't think they play well together, and I don't think they're well coached.
I think our manager's a bozo,
and that's the thing. I don't think they're well coached enough to overcome some of those hurdles and to really win when it counts.
I agree. There's only one way that they win this World Cup for sure, but it's not going to happen. If they hire a senile old man as their manager with wavy hair, that's a pescatarian as well. I know far too much about this man. But if Jesus Christ, or Jorge Jesus at least, becomes the seleccionador,
we have a chance.
I think they have a chance. I think they have a more of a realistic chance. But under Martinez, we'll see. I think he can.
His contract's done after this World Cup. Like he hasn't renewed.
He's pretty much gone. He's gone. He's already been linked to Manchester United.
I mean, I think Proença as well. Like that, this is his coach. It's been when he was elected the federation president, he was very adamant that this wasn't his coach. I think because they won the Nations League with this coach. He was kind of which I get because you do kind of got to give the guy a chance. 100%. I am curious what the direction is after Martinez. I am curious where they go.
Jesus, bro.
I would love. Honestly, I'm here for it. I'm here for Jesus. I'm here for some chaos. He'd at least have us playing some fun football. It might be.
We'd be balling the fuck out, bro.
There might be some weird calls, but he'd have us playing some interesting football,
bro. Say what you want about Ronaldo.
Who else is out there as a coach? Like Conceição, I don't know that I'd want him right now.
Conceição also has a team. People talk about Mourinho, but I don't think he'll leave Benfica. I don't think he's done that bad of a job.
I think he's at Benfica another
2 years
at
least 2 years. It always goes wrong in the third year. So,
well, it's not been going that right in the second.
So let's hope that it continues to go wrong. But yeah, we'll see.
We'll see, because we could easily just be wrong, and they could just call Mourinho tomorrow, and he'd be like, "Yeah, I'll be there."
No, but yeah, it won't happen this World Cup, but at least after, well, that'll be interesting. But
it's going to be interesting come July what their direction is.
Exactly, we're definitely not the favorites, but
who there really isn't many clear cut favorites. Like maybe Spain. Maybe Spain, but that's about it.
I hate to say it, but I kind of like England. I hate it though, but they're kind of good, and they have a great manager.
I think England's got I think the difference with England, where I have some faith, is they have a manager who's not afraid to take a bit of a risk. Where I think Southgate, even though he did some great stuff with that team, I don't think Southgate was ever much of a risk taker, and that might have cost him a bit. I think Tuchel's a little bit more adventurous, where it's not going to necessarily cost you. And they play some fun football under Tuchel right now as well.
Yeah. So I like England. I like Spain. I like.
I still like France. France.
Of course. I like France a lot. They're not what we grew up watching. They're not that great, but I still like Brazil.
They got Ancelotti. This is the thing. This is Brazil under Ancelotti.
And Ancelotti's
is in my opinion one of the top 5 managers of all time.
Of course,
he does not get enough credit as a manager for the things he's done.
And on top of that, I don't know if you've seen his call-ups. I like his call-ups.
I haven't looked at their last call-up.
First call-up, he doesn't call up Neymar, and then Neymar's somewhat healthy. I mean, his sister's birthday did just pass, but I'm sure he's fine. I'm sure he's fine now.
So no, he's got that flare up.
He called up Ryan from Bournemouth. Endrick is balling out in Lyon.
Yeah.
He called. Oh, who did he call? He called Wesley from Roma, the right back that's been playing right wing as well.
Okay.
He's called up some interesting midfielders as well. I can't remember who now. Called up some boys that are actually playing in Brazil, like a center back from Flamengo.
I've noticed that with him. He's called up more guys that are actually Brazilian based, which a lot of managers like never did.
Yeah,
like I think
Alexandro's on this team though too.
At the last World Cup, there was like one guy from the Brasileirão that they called up, and that was like a big deal. I'm like, man, like there's some ballers in Brazil and Brazilian league, man. Like call them up.
Yeah, for sure.
But yeah, we'll see.
But yeah, I like
Germany
Brazil.
could maybe do something.
I like Germany as well. I
wouldn't put them as. I think my favorites are. I think Spain.
Yeah, Spain, France.
Spain for sure. I think it's Spain. England. Then it's like France, England. I'd still put Argentina on there.
Argentina's ahead of us, I would say too. Even though they're kind of washed, but I would put them.
I'd still put Argentina on there, like on their.
I hope they have a horrible World Cup. Those races.
It would be fun, but they're probably not gonna.
But they'll probably get carried to like a quarters.
They're gonna fucking win. I'll hate my life. I think we're in like that middle tier of teams, like the Netherlands, like that type tier where we can make a bit of a run.
We're above them though. We're above of like a Netherlands, even like a Croatia right now. I would say we're above them too, but we're on the cusp. I would say of like we're kind of and dark horses.
We're like high end of the middle of the pack teams. I would say.
Yeah.
But like I said, I think on paper this team is phenomenal. I think in practice, when you sit down and watch the games, it's a much different story.
Yeah, for sure.
It's a much different story when you're actually sitting down and watching the games with your eyeballs, and you're like, "Oh God, what have I done? What are we doing here?" Yeah, it's two different things. But we'll see. Again, we got a few months. These are meaningless friendlies at the end of the day. We'll see we can debate till we're blue in the face. We'll sit here. We'll do a World Cup preview show. We'll break down our group. We'll break down the team, what we disagree with, what we agree with. We'll predict a bunch of stuff. We'll ultimately be wrong. And then we'll come here after each game and talk about how wrong or right that we were. Yeah, as we do. We might do a watch. Depending on schedule, we might do a watch along or two.
Yeah. We'll see. Yeah, that'd be nice. That'd be fun.
Yeah.
Let me also just really quickly just say that when does Portugal play Mexico? Hold on. I think it's Friday.
I think it's Friday they play.
Saturday at 9 p.m. Eastern Standard Time. Get ready. If he starts, which he should, Martinez, he fucking better start.
He better get game time. He better
get ready. Time. If Sam was here, I know he'd already be doing it. Get ready.
Get ready.
Get ready, boys.
Get ready for it.
Girls.
My goat. I used to, you know what? There was a time when the Paulinho Slander Club was a thing, and I was on that. Me and Sam were on that committee. Danny was president. I was VP. Those days are long gone. That was a long time ago. I still love them,
bro. Low key.
I still like them. I just didn't like the price tag.
Paulinho walked so that Suarez can run. Because
Suarez
has low key
has a little bit of the Paulinho.
We didn't even mention it this Alverca game. I kind of want to always mention it whenever he misses a one-on-one. He did it again, and he fluffed the shot so fucking bad, but then scored the banger that he scored,
which was Paulinho in a nutshell. Paulinho would get in space, bro. Paulinho always did a great job, even when he was Sporting, getting in space, and he would leave you going like, how have you not scored that? But then he would score like that, like you said, he would score a banger.
Insane, bro.
I remember the first show I did on this show when it was still Sporting 160 EN. They played Rio Ave, and he scored a banger that game. I remember that game. So he missed like 3 or 4 saves and scored a fucking like banger from outside the box. Like that's Paulinho in a nutshell. It still is. That's Suarez. That is Luis Suarez even today.
Yeah, exactly. So have you ever seen Suarez and Paulinho in the same room?
We might during the World Cup if Paulinho gets called up during the World Cup.
He's not getting called up, Richard. They didn't want to call him up now, bro. He's not getting called up to the World Cup.
Hey, listen. Let me dream. Let me dream.
No, bro. It'll hurt less if you don't, man.
I know. That's what it is. It's the hope that gets you. We say it there. That's gonna be on my epitaph. It's the hope that gets you. Never hope. Never hope. Never dream. I don't think we have any other news and note stuff to get to. It's middle of March. Like there's not much happening. Like other than
today,
games.
we were linked to an Anderlecht kid. I want to quickly mention it. I'm gonna be honest with you. It's not happening. He's way too much of a wonder kid for us to pick him up.
He's too much of a baller, right?
Yeah, Nathan DeCat. He's like 17, I think he is, and we were linked to him. It's not happening.
We don't usually buy guys
he'll
like that.
He'll go to a Brighton before he comes to a Sporting. I'll be honest.
We don't buy ballers like that at 17. We buy them like when they're 12. We buy them at the academy and develop them. We don't buy them at 17.
They were saying like the Bass 2.0 and stuff like that. I hear it, but it would be nice.
I have no clue what you're talking about, so I'll have to take
Nathan
your word for
it. He's a wonder kid. If you play FM, you definitely know him. But
what's his FM? What's his FIFA career mode potential? What's his FM potential? What's his number overall?
His potential's like 5 stars. He's good.
It's crazy.
He's a good player. I've seen clips of him online and everything. He looks good.
You've seen more of him than I have.
Yeah,
I trust your judgment.
So that's why I'm saying, like, I don't think it's happening to us. It won't.
Fair.
It'd be nice. It's not happening.
But it's probably not happening.
The guy from Almeria, maybe. Yeah, Ribas. We've been linked to him for like a few weeks now.
Ribas too today. Yeah.
That one I can see.
I've been seeing that. I've been seeing that one a little bit online the last.
I can also see. Yeah. I can also see that not happening either, like a Yeremai. So we'll see. I'd rather Yeremai over this guy, anyways. But
I'd rather Yeremai too, because we've been after him for like how many years now? Yeah. We always forget.
But also Yeremai, we were after Fotis for like a year, and then he came to us and he's like dead. So maybe it might be the same thing for Yeremai. Maybe that's why they're moving on.
Yeah, maybe. We should stop the strategy of going after a guy for a year, 3 years.
Just maybe get him. Yeah.
Just get him. just do it. Do it the first time. Don't play this what we want. We nonsense.
Yeah. But we have money now. We got money.
We got some money,
League, so we'll see.
80+ million they've made off of Champions League
so far.
I
wonder how much we'll make after we win the Champions League final.
Loads. So much.
Can't wait for that day to happen.
If that happens, I'm gonna cry on this show. I've said it before. I will cry on this show.
Richard. Positive affirmations.
When this happens, we will live stream that, and you will watch the breakdown of Man live on.
I will find a way to get a ticket to that final.
I can't afford a ticket to that final right now. I got a wedding to pay for.
Neither can I, bro. But we're gonna make it happen, bro.
You can join us from the stadium. How about that?
Yeah, facts.
We'll be here.
I will declare bankruptcy in that stadium, but I'll make it happen.
Yeah,
bro.
we'll be watching on stream while Danny declares bankruptcy, and you will watch me break down on the internet. If we lose, I'll cry. If we win, I'll cry. Like you're either way, you're gonna watch a grown man cry. Like tune in for that if it happens. I'm just saying.
When?
Tune in when that happens.
Thank you.
Tune in when that happens. I think that's it for today. I don't have anything else. I got nothing I can think of.
Nada.
All right. Well, you can follow him here at Danny Saldana, SCP Danny _. You can follow myself there at Richard Nevis _Nevis 7. Sorry. Those are our new ads. We got by the Crypto Bros a few months ago. We got to get those followers up. Follow Chris Oliveira here at the Big Chris 69. Follow Sam Fonseca at Sam Fonseca with 2 A's because he's a wild guy. Most importantly, follow all things Alvalade, AT Alvalade on Twitter /X/ whatever the hell you want to call it.
Twitch, TikTok,
Insta. We never post on TikTok or Insta. We should.
Yeah,
we should.
That's coming soon.
Say less. Say less. Thank you all for watching. Like, share, and subscribe. We'll be back probably after the international break once we have sporting games to talk about. If these were meaningful international games, we'd probably do a CLSL theme pod, but they're friendlies. We're not going to do that. So we'll be back soon. Stay tuned. We'll check our socials for when we announce when we go live. Thank you very much for watching. Like I said, like and share and subscribe, and peace.